Okay, says I'm connected to YouTube and Facebook. That's always a good sign. So when you hop on, let me know you're here. Hi, Renee. Welcome. I'll give it another minute or so and we're going to get started. I have 3 cards for you tonight. Yeah, that's what I'm working on tonight. Christmas cards using the Festive Friends. All right, it's 8 o'clock. I'm going to flip the camera down. Just a reminder, the starter kit is on sale this month till the 31st, $125 for $35. You choose whatever product you want for $35 plus tax, or $189 with the product plus tax for $99. Okay, for $99 plus tax. Hi, Shirley, welcome. So, if you're not working with the demonstrator, I would love for you to be on my team. There's no obligations. You can get the product and use it for yourself. You don't have to do anything else after that. Okay. The advent calendar is going on right now, available while supplies last, and that's $99. And every box that you open, it has Stampin' Up product behind it, and it's themed for an all occasion product. Okay, that's what's in the boxes that you would open, and it comes with a stamp set. Hi, Rosie, welcome. So, is this the one I want? No, might be in here. Must be online. Hold on a second. I was going to show you the anyway, we're going to get started. Tonight I'm using the Festive Friends stamp set. Oh, that's okay. I'm still waiting for my washer and dryer to be done. I've been doing that today. Festive Friends stamp set. I'm using the seasonal tags for the Christmas and the holidays. I'm using the Alphabet Alamo, okay, and the 3D embossing folders for the Exposed Brick, the Plaid, and corrugated, okay, on the cards. I'm also using blending brushes and shaded spruce, cherry cobbler, and granny apple green tonight. So I already have everything cut, And if I had to, are you talking, oh, of, I printed it out, Rosie. I printed it out. If you're a demonstrator, you can go online and print it out. That's how I got mine. Okay. I have everything cut, and if it was colored, I have it colored just like this here. I'm going to show you all this here, okay? But everything is all ready to go, except for the lettering and everything that has to be put on. This is using Old Olive. This is using Shaded Spruce. So that's what my background will be, is Shaded Spruce. 8.5 by 5.5 Whisper White, scored at 4 1/4. Okay. And then this is 4 by 5 1/4. Oh, you're welcome, Rosie. 4 by 5 1/4. And that will get laid right on top. So I'm going to put that down a while. I've been doing my laundry and rearranging this craft room a little. I went from this apartment downstairs for my craft room. The whole apartment was my craft room. The front part is my living room and my bedroom now. But that part was where I held my classes. I had 6 tables in there with chairs and everything. But my granddaughter moved in a couple of years ago and with her family, so I was up there for a while, and then I decided just to take the whole apartment down here. And I'm down to 1 room for my craft room. But I can get maybe a 6-foot table in here, because I have a 5-foot table up now, but I probably could get a 6-foot table in here and have people over now. Okay, this part here is 3 by 5, and this is the one we're going to put a little shading on. So bring in my paper here, and I want Shaded Spruce. And we're going to just wipe it off a little, and then we're just going to go down, and we're going to just color in the center. The darker you make it, the more you could see the letters, okay? Because I'm using white letters. Okay. Take that away. And the letters, this one I'm using Jolly. And I have them on adhesive sheets. And then I have these little stars are in with the stamp set. It comes with a couple different dies. I took a full sheet of cardstock and stamped 4 of each in a row. And then I cut them on the 11-inch side, so I had 3 images on, and then I could cut 3 of them out at one time. But you get the dies for them. Then you get this tag die, and then you have 2 trees, and this is another tag, I think. Then you get the snowflakes. Okay. All right. So we're gonna do Jolly. I'm gonna take the backing off, and I didn't have any problems whatsoever taking these off when I made it. So hopefully it won't take me long. But these letters are staggered. It's pretty chilly here all week. How about everybody else? I didn't turn my heat on first per se, but it does come on. But I don't have. I have an old house, so I have radiators. So I have mine turned off. I didn't turn them on yet, but I can tell my furnace is on. And we have the Y. Okay, so that's my Jolly. Then we're going to put him off to the side here a little. Okay. And then Holidays goes here at the bottom. And that's where you position him because he can be off. Yep, that's about what we have, Renee. This morning when we got up and the kids were going to school, it was only 38 degrees out here. Okay, so that gets glued right down here. So I'm going to put that down. So I have some of the corrugated showing on either side. I have just a little bit here, and then I have this part here. There's glitter there. Okay, I'm going to glue my Holidays down, and then I know where to put my elf. And he's going to have dimensionals. So let's get, still didn't order my regular dimensionals. I'll get them. I have so many mini ones, I figured might as well use them up. And then we're gonna take these off. Now the faces, I use Petal Pink Stampin' Blend. And the shoes, I use the black Stampin' blends. The rest was done with our markers. And he's going to go right there. And then I have these little snowflakes. And they also have adhesive on. Oops. Yeah, I kind of like ours too, but I think they need to be upgraded a little, Shirley. Okay, so I'm going to put one about right there. And then we're going to take this one. Put that right there. And then we have a little one here. Like I said, I didn't have any problems taking the backings off of these. This was giving me a trouble. There we go. Phew. And he's just going to go right there. And then, where's my gems? I want my gems. Here they are, right in front of me. I'm using the frosted snowflakes. And I'm using the clear. A little one for this one. And one more. Okay, there's card number 1. Card number 2 is Santa Claus. And I use cherry cobbler on him. Get the ink pad. 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And move that up there. This is the plaid from the 3D embossing folder. So this is going to go down on the front, and that's 5 1/4 by 4. And the card base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay, let me bring in my paper here and get my blending brush. Run that over. And we're gonna rub that in here. Like I said, you can put on as much as you want. It's no wrong way. Oops. Okay. And then we're gonna put Mary. Lose my star, my snowflakes. So we're gonna take off the backing. We're gonna lay that like so. I can't take credit for these card layouts. I've seen it on Pinterest, but I did not write the person's name down. But I changed the color, and I think she had the one tree on it, and I just did it this way instead of the way she did it. And I don't remember her name. I should write things down. And then another one. And then the Y. Like so. I don't know why that don't want to stick there. Okay. And then I have Christmas. That goes at the bottom. like so. And then this goes on the front. To the left. Okay, then my Santa Claus is going to go there and he's going to get popped up. So let's get some dimensionals on him. The only thing is, I tend to use more of the small ones than I do the big ones, you know what I mean? But I thought, why buy other ones when I have all these little ones yet? So, and I had a scrapbooking club where they came and scrapbooked every month. And they, when they came, they got, at the time, a snail, liquid glue, regular dimensionals, and mini dimensionals. And my sister had passed, and I had all the stuff here because they were allowed to leave the product here. They each had their own container, so they didn't have to carry it back and forth. And so she had all her stuff here, so she had all her a full pack of, oh come on Deb, mini dimensionals. So plus what I had. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta fight it. It's gonna go there. These ones that have tiny points, they're hard to get a hold of. There we go. Just got to find just that one. And then I have the small one. And that's going to go down here. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in the stars. And we're going to put 3 on these. And there you have card number 2, different color. Okay, card number 3 is the snowman. And I did him in Granny Apple Green and Real Red. So my background will be in Granny Apple Green. And he's going to have Happy Holidays. Base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. No, ain't right. There we go. Better. I used the exposed brick 3D embossing folder on this one. I'm going to put that one down a while. You need a little more adhesive when you use the embossing folder, and it's not a plain texture, just to get it in the grooves to stick to your card base. Okay. Again, they're all 3 by 5. Okay, my papers that I'm doing, the sheets that I'm doing the coloring on, 3 by 5. And I need Granny Apple Green and we're just gonna, see, now I don't like the way that went. But we'll make it work. I could turn it over. But I'm gonna leave it like that. Let me see. We'll see what it looks like with everything on before I put it all down. The letters will cover up some of it. Yeah, I think I'll keep it. All right, I'm gonna put these down. I like the blue one, the snowman. I was disappointed. That's the only snowman that I saw in the book, and I'm a snowman person, and I still have Frosty when it was out. Gonna glue the holidays down. Okay, and we're going to put this on the front. I don't want to stick because it's the ink's real heavy there. It has to dry. And then the snowflakes, but we're going to put him on first. So let me get my dimensionals. There you go. I need one right there. You know, I saw so many people with dimensionals with lines on theirs, and I was wondering why they did that. But that's to tell you which ones still had the backings on. So what they do is when they get uh, dimensionals out, they'll just take a marker and go down each row, and then when they pull it off and put it on the back of their cards, they know which ones had the backing on yet. I thought that was pretty smart. I didn't do that yet. So put that there. I'm not ready for the change of weather. My allergies and sinuses and stuff, I usually get a bad case twice a year. I'm not ready for that. And the last one. Okay. Then we're going to put our snowflakes on. And a little one. Okay. Now, while I was sitting here thinking, I need to get some Wink of Stella on these cards. So I'm just going to take where the rim of the hat, and I'm going to put Wink of Stella on to give it a little shine, and on the ball. And then I'm just going to do the corners here. But we need Wink of Stella on these cards. And we're going to do Santa Claus, same thing. And on his hair, his beard, and bottom here. Okay. And then we do this one here. Gotta have a little sparkle on your cards. And a lot of times I forget about Wink of Stella. So we're gonna put some on these cards. Okay, and let's do I didn't do his gloves. And this one. Oops. There we go. Gotta have a little shine, sparkle. So there are our cards for tonight. With different colors. They're not the same. So, all right, guys. This is all I have for you. I want to thank you for joining me. I am working on my Black Friday gift giving, and I will have to-go packets for that. I will not have PDFs for them, but will do videos on how to make them, and you can follow along. But that's the Black Friday weekend. I have where I usually make everything up, and people come in, and it's like a craft show. So I'm working on that product, and I'll have some, like I said, kits to go. I have no prices yet, so I can't tell you what it'll be yet. But it'll consist of like gift card holders, post-it note holders, calendar, ornaments, chapstick holders, candy holders. So, all right, guys. You too, Renee. Thanks, Rosie. All right, guys.